I'm Idiotech, and unfortunately I have to let you all know that Black Ops 3 is not really in a state fit for purchase, and so if you were considering buying the game, I would strongly suggest that you don't, and if you have already bought the game, I would strongly suggest that you refund it. So I've been playing it all day for review, and I've been struggling to get through the campaign, which I think is about 6 hours, but at this point I've put about 8 into there because I've been having so many technical problems. So, let's get into it. Memory management issues. A lot of people are reporting memory management issues, and I have been experiencing them myself. I continuously get low memory warnings from Windows telling me essentially I've run out of RAM. Now, this is the case. I'm monitoring my RAM, and it's pretty much just disappearing as soon as I start the game. It's a pretty serious problem. I have managed to address this by lowering the graphical settings significantly. Now for reference, I'm running an i7-4790K, a GTX 980 with 16 gigs of RAM. I've lowered the settings significantly, and now it's only using about 8 gigs of system RAM, which is still absolutely fucking ridiculous, but before it was using the entire 16 gigs and crashing my PC, or crashing to desktop, or just giving me the low memory warning and then everything slowing down essentially. So, there's some significant memory management issues. Next up, frequent crashes to desktop. I'm in the middle of a mission, it just crashes. So I lose all my progress, it's very frustrating, this has happened to me a number of times. Next up, it's maxing out video RAM on all cards. On my 980, I have 4 gigs, it's maxing it out. Titan users are reporting that it's maxing out their 12 gigs, which is absolutely insane. So there's clearly a memory management issue happening there. The next issue is that it caused my overclock to become unstable, and I thoroughly tested this overclock and it's been stable all the way up until this point. Essentially, it caused a blue screen of death, and I had to reset my overclock in the BIOS to allow me to even boot back into Windows and blah 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 blah. Eventually I got back in and I could play the game fine, and I haven't had the issue since, but it's maxing out my CPU 100% of the time. It's a very good stress test. So anyway, CPUs are getting hammered by this game. Another issue, I'm getting constant frame rate drops down to 25 FPS during the campaign. Very common during cutscenes, but also very common during periods of gameplay when there's lots of particle effects or explosions, or specifically water. Water is a big frame rate killer. And I'm running this thing on essentially high to medium settings, even though I should be able to max this thing out. So, serious frame rate issues. Now, they don't necessarily carry over into multiplayer. I have had some drops, but they're significantly less drastic than in the single player campaign, so at least that's good. Otherwise, the multiplayer is okay. There's some ping issues, some occasional frame rate issues, but it's sort of okay. Another final issue, Treyarch has confirmed that if you are running an i5 CPU series, then you're going to experience significant frame loss. So they've published a tweak. You can go into the config file and essentially tell the game to run on 2 threads instead of 4, and that should help resolve those issues. In light of all of these problems, and people have been having other ones, by the way, like the game not even starting and people getting black screens on the menu, and there's a ton of problems with this game. So in light of all of that, I would strongly recommend that you hold off on buying the game if you were considering picking it up. And if you have already bought the game and you've played it for less than 2 hours, I would seriously recommend you get a refund. Wait for these issues to be fixed. I'm sure they will fix them pretty quickly. Well, I hope they will. And once they're fixed, pick up the game, or, just buy it again if you refunded it. I will be doing a review on this game. It will probably be out on Monday. I need a couple of days to play through all the content. So if these issues have been fixed by then, I will make sure to address that in my review. If you found this helpful, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, like, favorite, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.